let's come on in, file on in. Technology is on our side tonight.
Let me mute myself.
Thanks to Net. We are so excited. Guys, we are live on Facebook, which as you guys have been following us, you know that has been a feat for us. So I'm just going to wait a second. I want you guys to go ahead and pile on in, and I'm going to find the video so I can kind of watch the comments there myself, and we'll watch the comments in the on the Zoom link as well. So come on in, guys, file on in. We're talking about something that's really important. We're talking about programming our habits. Yay. Who's excited about tonight's lesson? We're turning into super people tonight. So we're going to activate our superpowers today. This is day 3 of the Fall Back in Love with Your Goals mini course. And today we're talking about programming our habits. So come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yesterday was very good. So if you missed yesterday, please head over after this video and catch day 2. Yesterday we talked about creating our systems. And yesterday we didn't get a chance to really talk about or share our systems that we were creating. So if you did take the time last night or today to think about a system that you want to implement into your life, into your business, into whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve, definitely let's talk about it tonight now that we have our Facebook going. I'm so excited. So today we're going to be talking about programming our habits, and this is where you're going to see those small repeatable daily activities that we were talking about before. This is where you're going to see them come to life. So let's go ahead and switch over to the slide and let's see what our productivity point is for tonight. So productivity point for programming our goals is we can program ourselves, right? That's some good news. We can actually program ourselves. We're actually kind of like robots, right? Well, not really, but basically, I just want you guys to get the mindset that you can pretty much wire yourself for success. So pay attention. For those of you who are taking notes, let me explain to you how this works. So we as humans are pretty much programmed to respond positively to rewards, right? That is how habits are formed. So when we receive a reward, we do it again. Then we get another reward, and so we do it all over again. For example, when I eat chocolate because it tastes good, then I want some more, right? So I eat it again. And sometimes I don't eat it again. And then at the end of the day, I probably develop like this really horrible, nasty chocolate addiction. I hope I'm not just speaking to myself. If you have a chocolate addiction, go ahead and write that in the chat below. Don't let me feel like I'm putting myself out here by myself. I know I'm not the only one that loves chocolate. Or if you don't love chocolate, what food or candy or snack are you addicted to? So it's funny when we're talking about the whole chocolate and snack thing, because we can use that same cycle, that same reward cycle, to pretty much program ourselves into doing amazing things, like amazing habits. So everybody always laughs at me because I always mention that in this goal setting program, I talk about Seinfeld, and they're like, Seinfeld, the show? And I'm like, kinda, the comedian. So as I promised, I'm going to talk about it really quick. And basically, as you guys know, Jerry Seinfeld, he is a funny comedian. But anyway, one night he was asked by a very young and up-and-coming comedian how he could, become better. So Seinfeld had told the young comic that what he needed to do was basically just write jokes every single day. And Seinfeld went on to explain like he actually had a system for writing his jokes. So this is what he did. This is what Seinfeld said. He said he put one of them really large like desk calendars on his desk, and he says on every day that he wrote a joke, he put a big red X on that day. Like imagine like a red X. He said after a few days, you keep having those red X's on your calendar, it almost kind of creates a chain that grows longer and longer and longer. And eventually, psychologically, what happens is we like seeing that chain, especially when you get a few weeks of that, or maybe like a couple of months of that under your belt. So the key then after that is to just not break the chain. And that's it. That's how he created a simple reward system for himself. He really just didn't want to break the chain on his calendar, and it made him feel good about that. So we can all do the same thing. We can do something similar. We can create habits that allow us to feel the systems that we talked about yesterday. And when you have those things together, when you put those things together, that is the magic combination of reaching your goal, right? So if you look at the slide, it says habits feed your systems, and your systems lead to achieved goals. It's very simple, but it's very powerful, right? So let's take a look at some action steps, some things that we need to do to build some better habits. So what habits do you want to program into yourself tonight? These should be related to your systems that you created yesterday. And of course, as we all know, your system should be related to your goals that we created on Monday. So going back to our example yesterday, let's say you want a habit to write 500 words every morning at 6:30 a.m. You could basically use a calendar like Seinfeld, or you can reward yourself with something else, right? For me, after I work out every night between 8 and 9, the way I reward myself, and it's gonna sound really crazy, but I love to take a really hot shower and throw on a silk robe. I don't know, something about it just makes me feel nice and fancy and diva-ish, but it's so small, it doesn't cost me any money, and the good thing about it is it doesn't cost me any calories. So what kind of rewards are you thinking about for yourself? Think about things that you genuinely enjoy. Maybe things that don't cost any money. Maybe things that don't cost you to eat. Every once in a while, just to give you an example, since I'm on a weight loss journey, every Saturday I reward myself with a great meal, like one of those, like a down home cooked meal. Now, all right, it's from a restaurant, but you catch what I'm saying. Like I get like a really good meal, but in order for me to capitalize on that reward, every day this week, I pretty much have to be good, and I have to be on my game. And I have to say, I'm down a couple of pounds so far. So I'm really happy about how this is working out. But you just have to do the same thing. And after some time of doing it, you're going to automatically associate the pleasure of your reward with your habit, with the work that you were doing. Let's say you wanted to create like a habit of reading self-improvement books. Maybe you wanted to read 30 self-improvement books in a year. So your habit could be reading 20 pages over your lunch break every day. Then all you have to do is maybe create a reward for that. So after you read your 20 pages, maybe you go and grab a nice cup of Dunkin' Donuts, because Starbucks is not that great. No, I'm just joking, guys. But a nice cup of coffee. What rewards do you guys like that you can add to that? So basically the key is to form a habit, do it every day, and don't break the chain. There's other ways. There's a lot of us out there. I know one thing that is very satisfying to me is making a list, and I like to cross things off, or I like to check them off. That might be a simple reward for some of you out there. So think about what habits and then rewards. Don't have one without the other. Okay. If you don't complete your habit, you don't get the reward. So you're going to have some discipline in there. And when we get off the slides, I'm actually going to show you a Don't Break the Chain that was actually formulated by Seinfeld. They actually have a website where they have a Don't Break the Chain calendar. So I'm going to show you that, and it's free. So I want to make sure that you guys get that. And I'm also going to show you on my blog site, I actually wrote a short ebook on creating success in 30 minutes a day. It's basically a book that furthers how you can create habits and routines in your day that make you uber productive and successful. So if you want to maximize on your superpower, you can go over to the blog site, which is www.mytimetowin.com, and you'll be able to see it there. So yeah, once again, on a piece of paper, write down the habits you're going to create and then the rewards you're going to receive. Then just begin doing it. Just do it every day. You're going to be amazed at the results that you're able to get just from doing this simple, easy system. So that's pretty much it, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking it one step further. We're going to be talking about the power of planning. So bring your planners, ladies and guys. And if you don't have a planner, inbox me, because I'm a planner babe and I have lots of planners and I could probably recommend some. I have both digital and paper planners, but planning maximizes your productivity. So until then, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the slides and jump into these comments. So just give me a second here. Go ahead and post your thoughts. Please share one of the habits and the rewards that you're thinking about adding to your day while I go ahead and turn off these slides. So share. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into these comments here. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? Let's see if I can do this without making a lot of noise. All right. Hey, we got Diana. Hey, Diana, thanks for joining us. Congrats on the wedding. Let's see. Rhonda says, discipline is key. Absolutely, Rhonda. Discipline is key. Joanne says, me too. Way too many planners. Joanne, is there really such a thing as way too many planners? Like, I don't know. I just love planners. Let's see. Diane says, habit, write 5 paragraphs each day. Reward, watch YouTube videos. Diana, listen, I swear we're like sisters because I do the same thing. I love to watch YouTube videos. I love watching makeup videos. That's kind of like my secret addiction that I have. And so I can't watch videos until I complete everything at night. So I don't get a chance to watch until maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm halfway falling asleep anyway. Let's see. Rhonda says, how do I determine the order in which my habits should be structured? Well, really good question, Rhonda. So first off, the most important thing is that you do what works for you. You can play around with your different habits. I play around with my different habits and my different routines on a daily basis. Just to give you an example, my morning routine involves waking up, and immediately waking up is when I read my scripture and I do my prayer time, and then I commence to going to get dressed. Before that, I would wake up, I would do my workout, I would shower and dress, and then I would get into my Bible study. That did not work for me, and so I kind of put my workout in the evening time now. So now in the morning, which is, I'm not that great of a morning person, even though I kind of am a morning person now, I kind of limit what I do in the morning so that I can try to focus on more things in the day as far as my habits and my routines are concerned. So the answer to your question is do what works for you and play around with it and do what feels right. Do what you feel you can maintain a habit of. Okay, if it doesn't fit, and sometimes they won't fit. There's a lot of times I try new things and it just doesn't work out, and that's okay. Do what works for you. Diane says, thanks so much. You're welcome. Rhonda says, I'm fabulous, guys. Thank you, Rhonda. You are such a sweetheart. Joanne says, nope, there is no such thing as too many planners. Joanne, we're the same person, okay? Let's see. Hey, Candace. Nice to meet you. I can't wait to catch up. Let's see. Diana says a great motivator. Yes, YouTube videos is a great motivator. And Rhonda says, yes, please help. And Rhonda also says she prays and journals in the morning. Exactly. So you already have some type of habits that you have going on. And so the planning and the journaling, you know, they go towards your system of, I don't know, some people use planning and journaling as a way of just releasing some extra emotion. Some people use it as a way of writing a book. So are you writing a book, or is it something that you're hoping to share with us, or is it just your own private personal thoughts? Whatever it is, as long as it works for you, it's perfectly okay. So yes, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, programming our habits. So go ahead. Does anybody have any really good habits that they already have established? Or let's do the opposite. Do you guys have any habits that you're not really feeling right now? Or habits that might not be as good for you right now? You know, I had some. I'm gonna tell you. I used to sit in front of the TV and I love to snack on chips. That was my thing. But I can't. I had to break that habit. And your rewards. Oh, rewards are so important, guys. You gotta reward yourself, even when it's something. When you perform a small habit, it doesn't matter. You need to get yourself, and it's psychologically a thing. Like it's science. It works. It's not something that we think will happen. It's something that they're telling us it will happen. So Latricia says, great info. Thanks, Latricia. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Diana says she has a bad habit of procrastination. Yeah. Diana, you know what's going to work really good for you is probably block scheduling. And we can probably talk about that outside of here. Um, Candace says, not enough sleep. All right, girl, team no sleep. That's not good. Let's try to get some sleep. I find the older that I get, I don't need 8 hours. Now I only need 7. So it could be one of those things where you're not, how can I say, you still have a lot of things on your mind. So try brain dumping as well. And if you want to know how to do a brain dump, definitely let me know, because it's one of those things that I physically feel my brain exhale, and I get like the best night's sleep when I brain dump. And I try to do it once a week, but you can do it once a day, once every other day, once a month, however it works for you. Try brain dumping if you find yourself still thinking at night. Let's see. Ned says, when on her weight loss journey, I take a pic and post daily, and I use post-it notes for each day I work out and eat according to the plan. That's a great system, Ned. That's a really great system. Taking a pic. Yeah, I just got the nerve to get on a scale, so let alone take a pic. But that is some really good motivation. Diana says eating chips and watching TV, YouTube. Yeah, bad habit. We're the same. Um, Diane says, love that habit. Latricia says, good habit, 30 minutes fitness every day. That is one of the best habits that you can get into, is working out. If you can't do 30 minutes, which 30 minutes is the recommended, try to find something like high intensity workouts where you work out for a shorter amount of time, but you are able, because of the sequence of the events, you are able to get the same amount of calorie burn. So if you can't fit the 30 minutes in, try for high intensity. That's what I do at night. So yes, Latricia, that is a great habit. And then she also gives us a bad habit. She says procrastination. Yeah, I think procrastination with the block calendaring will work for you on that. Um, Oh, Net says she posts her weight loss picture on her Facebook wall. Really? Wow, you're brave. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. That's amazing. Talk about accountability. Diana says, good habits are that I wake up early and pray every morning and I meditate daily. Yes, meditation is another way to relax your brain, relax your thoughts, and meditation is important. If you guys haven't read a book called Miracle Morning by Al Howrod, I highly recommend it. It talks about 7 things that you should pretty much do in the morning. I tried to do all 7 of those things, and meditate was one of them, workout was the other, and there's a couple other things in there, writing and stuff like that. He says that you should take an hour and fit all of those 7 things in there. It that necessarily did not work for me, so I kind of split things up. But take a look at his book and let me know what you guys think about that. Brain dumping sounds interesting. We'll Google. Yes, Oz. I can talk about that next week if you guys like. If Net allows me, I can come back because a lot of people haven't heard of brain dumping. And when I found it several years ago, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, it's something that I highly recommend and that I have to do on at least a weekly basis, or I don't function. I don't sleep. It's almost like nothing works right for me. Basically what it is I have 2 lists. I have a list of work things and I have a list of personal things, and it just jogs my memory. And the whole system of brain dumping is basically getting everything out of your brain, because scientifically our brains are not meant to hold information. Our brains are meant for thinking, and that's it. That's why yesterday, if you guys remember, I was telling you about the whole decision making. We only get so many good decisions in a day, and I like to use my decision making power towards my money making activities. So figuring out what I'm going to eat or figuring out what I'm going to wear is not, it's wasting a decision. And it's the same thing with the brain dump. When you hold in too much information, you're not able to make good decisions on the things that are placed in front of you. So it's good to get that information out, and then you can sort it. And that's why everybody needs some type of planner or calendar system, because once you get that information out of your brain, you need to be able to plug it in on different times of where you're going to do whatever you need to do with that information that you just got out of your head. Let's see. Joanne says, amazing. Candace says, maybe it's my ADHD. I can't shut down sometimes, but I'm using techniques to get better. Yeah, Candace, honestly, I get it. Let's connect afterwards. I really want to get with you on the brain dumping, because I want you to try it maybe for this weekend and see if it makes you feel a little bit better. And you do brain dump. Okay, good, Candace. Good. Awesome. That helps, I'm quite sure. What techniques are you using? Yes, a lot of people have this issue. It's extremely common. Yeah, it is common, the lack of sleep, because it's almost like, you ever see your computer and it just keeps spinning round and round and round. That's kind of how our brains are. And so you have to find ways to shut it down. My mom used to tell me the same thing. She's like, you never stop. And I just couldn't. Successful people have that same issue. So congratulations, you're in a good bucket if you're there. But successful people always find ways to cope, and we need to find a way to cope. Somebody has a Peloton. Nice. I want a Peloton. It's very helpful and you're excited. Thanks, Diana. Thanks so much. Yes, Letitia, try not to hold on to too much information. It slows you down and bogs you down, and we don't want to do that. And we want to be successful, and we want to be productive, and we want to have brain power to work on our goals and to make good decisions in our life. And that's exactly why I wanted to create this program, because I know that if you guys had this information, that it would just make you soar in your jobs, in your business, in your career, in your life in general, right? So that's what I wanted to do. And so that's pretty much it. Danette says, yeah, we can come back. So next week, what we can do is figure out a date. Let's check the calendar and make sure that we don't that I don't come on when someone else is coming on. And let's talk about some brain dumping, and let's talk about some other ideas that we can do to kind of maximize our brain power so that we can function the way that we're supposed to be functioning. All right. So awesome. If you guys don't have anything else, I want to thank you so much. Continue to work on your goals, continue to list your systems. Make sure when you list your habits out that you definitely give yourself a reward, even if it's going to go and buy like $1.50 tube of lipstick. I don't care what it is. And then list them in the group. Let us know. Maybe we can put a placeholder and we can kind of list our habits and our rewards in the group so everyone can see. All right. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow we'll be right back here at 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about planning our day for success. All right. Signing off, guys. Have a great day.